What's going on, everybody? This is your good fella, Young T Bell. Good job, Tyler. You got another podcast episode out. I'm proud of you. So far, you're doing pretty good, kid. Keep up the great work. So today, in today's episode, I am going to be talking about, for some of you who don't know, Joy and I are expecting our third child, right? And in expecting our third child, in the middle of quarantine, when I tell you it's been busy, it's been busy. We've been going back and forth with doctor's appointments. Joy was having some issues with her back pain, but she's been doing pretty good with that. The kids people ask us all the time, how the kids? The kids are busy, as ever, getting into literally everything they can get their hands on. So every time if you see us when we're tired or whatever, it's because we're dealing with them kids. Well, Joy tired because she's pregnant, but I'm just tired because I'm playing daddy daycare on top of trying to keep them busy and running around behind them. It's a lot. But I can't talk about Joy's woes for being pregnant. But for a dad, I have a different understanding and appreciation for dads, because dads oftentimes, we can be overlooked because, of course, mothers, they make the ultimate sacrifice, one, for their body, two, their time, and they just give so much of themselves to try and be a good parent, to make sure that their family, their children have everything that they need. But today I want to focus on the aspect from a dad's point of view. We've been parents for 3 years. I've been a dad for 3 years. Jackson just turned 3 this past April. And a lot of the things I've seen as a dad during this pregnancy, since Joy has been pregnant, and a lot of the things now is dependent upon us working more together. When I say us working more together, that means right now, since she's pregnant, she can't do as much as she, of course, normally would. Since she's pregnant, she gets tired quicker. She can get a little more irritated. But that just means me as a husband, one, try and do more of my part. But as a father, do more of what I can to make sure that Joy has what she needs. And to make sure the kids have what they need. Like for me, when the kids go to the doctor's appointments, I'm usually the one that'll take them. But since it's normally during like quarantine, or depending on what I'm doing, either one of us would have to take the kids to the doctor's appointment. I remember one time, like Joy did it maybe 2 or 3 times before me. She took both the kids because this was when quarantine first had started. She had took the kids both to their checkup together. I think Jackson was like 2 and Kennedy might have just turned 1. And they would only allow one parent in to the doctor's office at a time. Do you know, Joy made it look so flawless. The time I had to take the kids to the doctor by myself, my OCD was off the charts, because I was so worried about the kids gonna have what they need. If one of them start crying, what the other one's gonna do? Can I keep the other one in check? And I was just like, my anxiety was just like spazzing out, right? And I quickly realized, I was like, you know what? This is where two parent households come in handy, because even though I couldn't go in, Joy couldn't come in, or we couldn't have 2 parents normally, which is what we would do. It's so much easier parenting. It's so much easier raising children under a 2-parent household. That is so crucial, because with everything that's been going on, Joy hasn't been able to, do as much around the house. So the sacrifice that's been made is her giving up her body. She's like, the baby's 6 pounds now, and she's 8 months. Baby getting ready to come. What I have seen is that, if dishes need to be washed, she can't stand up long, so I got to wash the dishes. Of course, since she can't stand up long, I need to sweep the floor, I need to mop the floor. Of course, I got to cut the grass. I try and do more of the laundry. I try and do more around the house so she can do less, or she has less to do. What I'm starting to see now is my thought process is do more so she doesn't have so much to do. Do more so she can do less. I'll do more even though I'll be tired so you can focus on being pregnant. It's nothing worse than a woman having to carry around a big belly and still having to cook, clean, take care of the house, go to all these doctor's appointments. I can tell. I look at her, she'll go to work and come home exhausted. And then the thought of having to still do dinner or wash dishes, I can tell that's a lot. So this is what I've started to see. For Mother's Day is for a woman making the ultimate sacrifice, giving up her body, and in turn giving birth. That's first of all, that's something a man can't do. So you already got all kind of respect from me because you're doing something that I can't do or even imagine doing because of the pain and the sacrifice that you have gone through with your body. The next thing I'll say is for mothers, your ultimate sacrifice is making sure everybody in your household, even if you're married, is taken care of. You make sure the kids have food. You make sure the kids have clothes. You make sure the house is as clean as can be. You make sure all the doctor's appointments get scheduled. For me, that's why I understand why we celebrate Mother's Day, because even though the man is, the head of the house, the head is one of those, the head can't move without the neck type situation. Joy is definitely, she runs this ship, even though my hand is on the steering wheel, but without her, this wouldn't go as smoothly as it needs to, because she makes sure, we have groceries. She makes sure the kids have their doctor appointment scheduled. Now, my thing is, if she schedules all these things, I'll take the kids to their appointment, I'll go pick up the groceries, I'll go pick up whatever she orders. She does the administrative work, and I'll go do the field work. Let's just say it like that. But this is why I want to stress this, because for fathers, the sacrifice is carrying the additional load so your wife doesn't, if she's pregnant, but just so your wife doesn't have to carry so much around the house. Like I know, back in the day when women didn't work, the man would do all the heavy lifting, do all the working and bringing home the bacon and all that kind of stuff. But now, with women working, it's probably more stressful now, because you have to go work 40 hours and then come home and be a parent. And we're going to have 3 kids, so I can just imagine the toll it takes on your mental and your physical well-being. I think a couple of reasons why Father's Day is celebrated is because, of course, fathers matter too, but the load we take off the mothers, that's what we are celebrated for. The heavy lifting to try and ease the burden off of our wife, that's why fathers will be celebrated, because it goes hand in hand. Women have their part, men have their part, but in order for this ship to keep rolling, everybody has to pull their weight. Like I said, my wife, I want to make sure, she's already done enough. So I want to make sure she has less to do and less to worry about. So when it come time to have time with my wife alone and we want to go just do stuff, it's hard for a woman to have to want to have fun, and she got to worry about, do I got to cook? Do I got to clean? She got to worry about all that other stuff when a man could just help do more around the house. Even if the man is doing 70 and the woman is doing 30. I'm not saying just don't if you're a woman, don't help out or do nothing around the house. But men automatically should be in the mindset, I want to do more to help my wife, because I want my wife to be happy too. I want her, she's already done enough bringing kids into this world, so she shouldn't have to carry the majority of the load, if that makes sense. So when it comes to parenting, I want to just stress that if you're looking for a mate, you dating, if you seriously date, not just casual, but you serious about getting married, serious about starting a family, you need to be looking at somebody who you can say, okay, I like this person. If you need to start adding to the list. Could I see myself raising a family with this person? Because if it gets to that point, you need to know what kind of background they're working with. You need to know how patient they can be. You need to know if they even want kids. But having the right mate to raise a family with is so important, because Joy and I always talked about, when we have kids, we want maybe 2, maybe 3. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep it real. When we was at 2, when we was at Jackson and Kennedy, we was getting rid of all the baby stuff. We was like, you know what? 2 is cool. We got a boy and a girl, so we both cool. We got what we wanted. So if we stop right here, we good. We was talking about possibly 3 down the road, but maybe like when Jackson get out of daycare, but it just got to the point where we was like, you get to the routine, into this routine of, it's just y'all 3. I mean, it's just y'all 4. This is your dynamic. You know what can work. You know what your budget can work with. You know how much you need to spend on X, Y, Z. The bills are set at a certain level. To make the decision to have another child, that's a big step. But for us, we really weren't trying. It was just one of those things where we got into the motion of this party of 4, and then the doctors were like, you're about to be a party of 5, but we wasn't really like trying to prepare for it. It's just one of those things that happened. But as the man of the house, the father, the husband, like, what can you say? Like, getting rid of it, that's not even an option. That didn't even cross my mind. It was just like, shoot. Now all I'm thinking about is another daycare bill. But in my mind, I already know, more money, of course, needs to come into the house, because the expenses finna go up. We already done started getting more doctors and hospital bills. And I have, like, this time around, I think this child, I've helped out way more than Jackson and Kennedy when Joy was pregnant, because I can Joy, like, right now, she's been going, like, to so many doctor's appointments. She's just tired of going to the doctor's appointments. Doctor's appointments, go to work 40 hours a week. Even if she worked from home sometime, the kids are still here because the daycare was closed or whatever the case was. But we've been, having the kids or somebody else to go watch them. But doing all of that and still having to be a mom, it's a lot. So I've picked up more around here. I try and clean the kitchen more, keep the floor clean, do all the loads of laundry, clean the bathrooms, vacuum. And which is funny, because Joy will feel bad because I'll be doing more, and she'll just be like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm like, girl, I'm doing all of this, so all you have to worry about is being pregnant. That's your number one goal. Every now and then she cooks. She'll clean it if she can, because she feels like if I'm doing 70%, she's not doing enough. I'm like, girl, I'm not strong enough to carry no baby. Even if I could, I see what you going through. I am not equipped to carry no baby like you. You do it gracefully, but for me, I can clean some other stuff around the house if that's going to be the sacrifice I make for your sacrifice of carrying the baby. It just goes hand in hand. But to all the dads out there, even if you're a dad, even if you're not with the woman of your child, the mother of your child, there's still a lot that can be done to make life easy on her. I know it's crazy, because even if you separated, divorced, or y'all just not together, it's still your responsibility to pour into your children, to do what you can and take the load off your spouse. 1, because it's the right thing to do, and 2, because that's your child. And you want to make sure your child has everything they need. You want to make sure they're taken care of. You want to make sure they fed, they clothed, they bathed. You just want to make sure, especially if you are you and your wife or your spouse or your family is all under the same roof, you want to do what you can to make sure your family is taken care of. And as a man, it's just your job to figure it out. To all the dads out there, Father's Day is coming up. We just celebrated Mother's Day. Mothers are important, but dads are important too. But it's your job as a father to make sure you do what you can and lift whatever burden or weight off your wife that you can, to make sure she get a break that she need, but she can also have the mindset and the breath of fresh air to still want to be and to be a great mom. that's about it for this episode. I've done enough talking. Right now I'm at 15 minutes and 45 seconds. But if you like this video, if you have anything you can contribute, any thoughts you have, anything you can relate to in this video, make sure you leave a comment in the box below. Let me know what you think about fathers. What's your impression of them? What you think we can do better? I asked my wife the other day, I said, what more do you need from your husband to be a better mother? You know, I feel like I did a pretty good job because she didn't have an answer, so I guess hats off to me. But, yes, just make sure you're doing, as a father, you're doing what you can to help your wife or your child's mother to be a better mother. Just take whatever you can off her plate and just make it happen. All right, until the next time. Oh, make sure you follow @TheRealTBell. I'm doing better with my podcast. I'm just recording them as I go, honestly, and I can't wait to start having guests on the podcast. I want to get a better intro for the podcast. I want to have my own music and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, Joy is staying on me. I just need to make sure I'm consistent so I can keep this content rolling. But follow my Facebook and my Instagram page @TheRealTBell and YouTube. Make sure you share this video if I say anything you can relate to, even if you got something you can add, or if you just like good content. All right. That has been it for, I don't know what episode this is, but thank you for watching my podcast. I have been your man T-Bell. God bless you, and go be great.
I had to do it again. Once that sun come up, hey, gotta get moving again. Hey, I had to do it again. Hey, I'm on a roll like a Benz. Hey, all I'ma do is I win. Hey, then I'ma do it again. Hey.